Good morning. My name is Mike Litson, and 15 years ago, my wife Karen and I formed a company called Litson and Associates. It's a niche company. We're involved in aviation safety. After a couple of years, we realized that as we created one software program to help us with our safety auditing, safety review work that we do of aircraft operators and airlines around the world, we felt the need to create a separate company to host various software programs that we intended to create, and that happened. So there were two companies involved in what we do. L&A, Litson Associates Risk Management Services, which is the software development company, and Litson Associates Advisory Services is the company that works for oil and gas and mining companies around the world, providing aviation safety advice. From our point of view, we're handing over the company to its new owners at a really good time. The company's in a good place. We're very busy. Since we formed the company in 2008, we went through the 2008-2009 recession. Then we went through the 2014-2015 recession. Then we went through the pandemic, and we're still here. And slowly, the company has grown. I actually started the business when I was 58 years old, and I didn't actually think too much about that at the time. I was just wanting to do something, but I didn't look ahead and say, well, how long am I going to last doing this business? So here we are 15 years down the line, and clearly, you have to make a decision as you're getting older. What is best for you, your family? What do you want to do? And we've got a little off-road caravan that we can't wait to get out into the bush. So we started talking about probably 3 years ago about looking for what we call a big brother out there, a group that our company could join, to which we could complement the group and the synergies both ways. And then we were recommended to contact Benchmark. And I've got to say, from the first contact with Benchmark, they made us feel very welcome and explained the process, how they go about things. And importantly for us, their global database. Benchmark was the first company that we spoke to about this. And we got a warm and fuzzy feeling and thought we'd walk down the road with it. So I didn't feel the need to. At the same time, we were not in a particular rush. So if we didn't get that warm and fuzzy feeling about Benchmark, then yeah, sure, we would have looked around, but we didn't. So we were very comfortable with the choice we made at that time. And that was probably 2 years ago now. We're a small to medium-sized enterprise, SME, and we were now faced with a due diligence audit, which included operational, financial, and legal. I learned some things about my company that I didn't know, which was really nice, good things, fortunately. And at the end of the day, we passed the due diligence. But, it was quite onerous for particularly a couple of our staff. But everybody, understood. I think the one bit of advice I could give any prospective seller of a company is that from day one, as soon as we contracted Benchmark, we had informal meetings with everybody in our staff, told them what was going on, why we were looking for that big brother out there for the continuity of our company so we can continue what we do in flight safety and hopefully maybe down the line saving lives that we'll never know we've saved because the accident didn't happen. But also to make everybody here in our company comfortable. The process, that we were going through was intentional, and we're not rushing to sell the company. We want to see the company continue to thrive. And several times during the process, I'd have meetings with everybody and keep them up to date with what's going on. And then when we'd identified a group to join, for me that was a challenge that I hadn't expected, because the contract I'm used to dealing with contracts with our clients and so on, but I didn't realize the sale purchase agreement was quite so complicated. So for most of us, I think people in small to medium-sized businesses selling a business and going through that sales purchase agreement process, it's not easy, and you need to get the right advice. And I felt we had it. Undoubtedly, we would not. Knowing what I know now, I realized I actually wouldn't really know where to start. So all the guidance and support we were given by Benchmark made the difference through the selection. And I say it sounds like we're selecting the buyer, not the buyer selecting or deciding to buy us, but it was important for me that it was both ways. And I think Grant MP understood that. It was really important that our company ends up in good hands. So that first phase was important, and the second phase through the sale purchase agreement, as I said, I wouldn't have really understood half of what was in the sale purchase agreement if it wasn't for Grant and Sarah. So I was very, very pleased that we found Benchmark and they supported us so well. None of us really know this stuff. We're very focused, and hopefully we have expertise in what we do. But when it comes to this sort of thing, then you need somebody who really knows what they're doing. They've got the database around the world. I mean, we had initial interest shown from really strange companies and in places we would never have thought of. Equally, we had some interest from companies that we expected. But it was well done. That whole initial phase of putting, if you like, the advert about us around the world, from my perspective, worked well. I would never have been able to do that. And because we're a niche business, you can't just put an advert in a newspaper and say business for sale. It doesn't quite work like that. So, 100% happy that we made the right decision with Benchmark, and they supported us 100%. So I think, yes, the answer is that we've ended up with a group where there are a lot of synergies. The group is in aviation. There's no conflict with what we do. The group is particularly interested in our software development. We've now got 8 software programs that we've developed, initially for use in aviation. A number of them can be used outside of aviation. So I think Pranell, he's got his eye on risk management services, software development side particularly, and I expect that to grow, rapidly over the next few years. Yeah, I've in the aviation sector, I've had an awful lot of my friends who continued flying until retirement, and the joke was they're going to play golf, and I know there's only so much golf you can play. So in looking at my retirement, I see semi-retirement, and fortunately in aviation safety, we can continue contributing to our passion, even in a part-time role. I might be doing it from my Conqueror Commander off-road caravan in Kalahari or somewhere, but I can still contribute if the company would like me to. But actually, our initial thoughts is we're sort of traveled out in terms of going overseas. It's been my life, in my work for so long. We really want to explore South Africa, my wife and I, and enjoy a bit of relaxation and see some of the wonderful places that we've got in this country and a couple of our neighbouring countries as well. So no grand scheme. We're going to let the 1st of March come and take March off, go brain dead for a month, and then we'll see what we're going to do.